Okay, split between Phoenix Children's Hospital and Blue Cross Blue Shield last October shook many families, continues to just be so unsettling for many families here in the Valley.
I mean, it's been months, right? They're dealing with these impacts. Now they're temporary in-network care that's ending, and parents are scrambling to try and find these alternative options for their kids who desperately need this treatment that they get at Phoenix Children's. So I want to get you to 12 News journalist Troy Lynch, who's been covering this story for months now. Troy, you've been speaking with parents, you've been speaking with Blue Cross Blue Shield and Phoenix Children's as well, but it's really the parents and the kids who are caught in the middle.
Right.
I know. They're absolutely shaken up and they're scared right now. And when I talk to these parents, you can feel their panic. They're scared because their kids might not get the same kind of treatment or same kind of in-network care. And their 90 days of continuity of care through Blue Cross Blue Shield and Phoenix Children's Hospital is expiring soon.
Supposed to pack up our 2 kids and go to a different state and live away from my husband? I mean, I don't know.
Stressed and scared. Shelly Harmon is one of the many parents who has medical insurance through Blue Cross Blue Shield and is worried that her 10-year-old son Braxton's care with Phoenix Children's Hospital will end after January. Born with a cyst down his spinal column and on his brain, no immune system, and other medical conditions, Braxton has 16 specialists through PCH that he's been seeing his whole life, and now they're fighting to keep it that way. When Phoenix Children's Hospital and AZ Blue failed to reach an agreement last October, PCH was no longer in network for the over 2 million AZ Blue patients in the state, including Braxton. However, patients were able to apply for continuity of care, giving them 90 days of continued in-network coverage at PCH, but only if they were accepted. Now that extended coverage is ending soon.
I'm stressed out, unlike this guy. I just don't know what we're supposed to do. Where do we go?
Phoenix Children's did send 12 News a statement saying, in part, as with previous contract discussions where we have successfully advocated for our patients, Phoenix Children's is focused on ensuring any agreement with Blue Cross Blue Shield addresses wrongful denials, limiting access to specialty care, and unilateral contract changes. As of January 13th on AZ Blue's website, the company says they are discussing a path forward with PCH. But when I spoke with AZ Blue, they could not confirm if the two are working towards a new deal.
I'm not trying to act like or pretend like I know all the nuance to what's happening. I just know that we have members that are suffering and they're scared beyond imagination right now.
Brian Willingham is the Phoenix Fire Department union president. He says about 2/3 of the city of Phoenix employees are covered by AZ Blue, including one of his firefighters that has a 2.5-year-old son battling cancer.
The immense amount of turmoil that it's putting his family through, and then to compound that with not knowing if you have continuity of care, and they're worried about their baby. It's a 2.5-year-old baby boy.
Families that I've spoken with have looked to find pediatric care at other hospitals under AZ Blue, but they say they've been told that hospitals are not taking in new patients because there is no room.
So what are our options? Like, if we have no doctors in the state that can take us, what do we do?
There are absolutely situations which the 90 days isn't nearly enough. And so we are working with all of those families to make sure that care is being delivered to them.
I spoke with Sharon Unterreiner, who is the director of integral care with AZ Blue. She has a team of 50 clinical members who are working with more than 1,300 families who have been impacted by this split.
They're just so worried that their care after their 90 days are up, that they're just going to have no options close to here. Is that a possibility?
I would say that that's not a possibility. We are going to make sure they can get care here, and we will work really hard and work with PCH again to extend those agreements.
Now, patients can apply for GAP coverage, which is a signed agreement from AZ Blue and specific providers within PCH. So members are getting care at in-network rates, so there are no issues with bills and no balance billing. Now, we talk more about that in our full story on 12 Plus, and it'll also be on 12news.com, where we're going to hear from more from AZ Blue and also the families. We're here in studio. Troy Lynch, 12 News Today and AZ.
If you can't come together for the sake of sick kids in your community, then what the heck are you doing? It's so beyond frustrating. Troy, you've been following this story for months now, and I can't thank you enough, because for families like my own, I mean, you think about something, heaven forbid,
Yeah.
horrible happening, and you don't have coverage at one of the premier hospitals in the Valley. Like, come on. Is there any hope? Is there any hope that they're going to come back to the table?
I mean, there is a little bit of hope. I mean, you just have to, I guess these families are just trying to push and push to make sure these organizations can eventually come together. Obviously, we don't know what's going with what's being specifically talked about and the higher ups and how these decisions are specifically made. But you just hear story after story. And like, there are so many other families that are dealing with similar issues that we just didn't have time to actually put in the story today, but it really is heartbreaking. And not only that, but also for future parents. If you're not a parent right now and you're about to be and you have Blue Cross Blue Shield, it just makes everything a little bit harder and makes the future a little bit more scary.
Right. All parents want is for their kids to get better. And this is so hard. So hopefully these two entities can come together. Troy, thank you so much. This is a story you're going to want to share with your network at home, social, your friends, your family. So make sure.
Stay on it.
Yeah.
Stay on it, because your voice really does matter in this, Troy. When you get enough pressure, you really can make change. And that's what needs to happen here.
All right.